Well, I really don't know the kind of offenses that the Nigerians have really committed to warrant all of this that they are getting or that we are getting because the way things are really running and going in this country is really absurd and, so disappointing and painful, especially those who really took time in voting and, showing their franchise during the election because really it is something that one must really regret for bringing in such a president that cannot represent the people. Yes, because insecurity is one very, or they say the most important part of, governing a state or a country. And the president has failed totally in this area in Nigeria. So obviously, this is something that must really stop. Remember, a few days ago, a whole load of boats filled with passengers were killed, in Sokoto. And what was the outcome? The president rather sent some people to go, he sent the chief of army staff and some other of his allies to go visit, some of the victims' families and even go to Sokoto state. But what happened to the president himself? He has never for once really shown empathy in all of this happening. So it is really, 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 really very painful that things had to continue like this. And shockingly, yes, guys, let me tell you, another happened today. Yes, it is not just about the Sokoto's own. There is more. And this time about, it is another kidnap. This is a kidnap. That was a slaughter. They slaughter everyone. As the eyewitness that was in that of Sokoto said, on their way they just saw some group of people open fire in their vehicle to their vehicles, and they began to shoot until the vehicle somersaulted 3 times and went into flames. It is such a very painful thing to watch your friends and your family, your loved ones die. That is the most painful part. That's the most painful thing that can really happen to anyone. But that woman who was the eyewitness and the last person that spoke about that incident actually lost her life yesterday. But of course, it is very painful. But now another set of people have been kidnapped. The Northerners have actually been trying to talk about, or even rather, they were all out, making a whole lot of rioting and the likes, and but that is not enough. When they were supposed to raise their voices and talk, they refused to talk, and now it has reached them in the throat, and now they are calling for help. Well, let us see what ISWAP did this time around. We now have ISWAP on one side, we have Boko Haram, even though they said they now work together, but I believe some of the Boko Haram members are not satisfied with the way things are run with the ISWAP. So this time around, it is ISWAP who are now doing another set of atrocities in the country. Now I'll bring you details, but please don't forget to like, subscribe, and also give this video a thumbs up. All right, dear friends, without further ado, it says right here that an unspecified number of passengers have been kidnapped by fighters of the Islamic State in West Africa province, ISWAP, along the Maturu and Maiduguri highway. The passengers were heading to Maiduguri in Borno State from Damaturu in Yobe State when they were intercepted a few kilometers after Benin Sheikh town. The incident occurred around 8:30 a.m. on Saturday, December 11. Yes, a security source told us that there was an attack on motorists this morning along the Maturu Maiduguri highway. These senseless people abducted an unspecified number of passengers around Benshek and Mainok axis. We don't have more details than this. Chairman Northeast Network of Civil Organization Ambassador Ahmed Shehu also told the publication that he received reports of the abduction. Shehu said yet another abduction in the Maturu Maiduguri route this morning. Why can't we have a sustainable solution to this reoccurring misfortune? It is still going to continue like this until until this president leaves office. It is unfortunate that Nigerians will still have to wait for close to another 2 years for this administration to be over. Well, I just feel really bad that this is happening at this time of the year and at this time in the lives of Nigerians, because it is unfortunate that things had to be this way. And when everyone Nigerians are supposed to put hands together to develop and grow the country, it is rather, a thing that is dragging Nigerians back. Nigerians are fighting insecurity for some years now, and it is really painful. Some Nigerians actually gave their comments and expressed, their disappointment. As others said, we're supposed to declare state of emergency in all northern states where the bandits are troubling states like Kano, Zamfara, Katsina, Niger, Kaduna, and Borno, Adamawa, and so on and so forth. Another said because of Akonyili, federal government wanted to declare Anambra state of emergency, but now of in their very own eyes in the northern part of Nigeria, where citizens are being roasted live on a daily basis, yet they refuse to declare state of emergency. Another said define state of emergency before it is declared. Another said, I pity the poor northern masses because they never thought that Buhari would use them as a sacrifice. Well, others said, well, that is really a sacrifice because indeed, if they are not the sacrificial lamb, they would have really cried out earlier, but I guess they do not even understand what the president was using them for until now, where they had to come out and begin to explain themselves to the public and crying foul. Well, another said, well, who cares? The president of my country heard that some citizens were roasted alive by terrorists. The next day, he went for a book launch in Lagos, automatically telling the dead to go to hell. And you think nothing elders are saying. Well, that was a comment from some Nigerians. And another said, what is the Minister of Information saying? Malami, no state of emergency. Nigeria, don't finish. And another said the government should rush quickly and give something after all Christmas Day for corner. Well, I don't get that, but really it is disappointing that the Northerners are going through all of this, and the presidency and the federal government is yet to declare most of those states of emergency, because really in some of the states terrorists have raised their flags, meaning that they have taken part of those states as their own. So it means they rule in some of the states. I remember a time where Boko Haram raised their flags in Niger, Borno, Zamfara, and some other states. And what did our so-called security agents do? They are rather saying that, these guys are mixed with civilians, so they cannot really take actions. Those are just flimsy excuses. But guys, that is it. Please drop your comment. Let's hear from you, because this is getting out of hand. Thank you so much for staying tuned. Do have a pleasant time. Bye for now.